Hello, everyone. This is Kathleen. I'm really glad to be here today to kind of do a little bit of a wrap up of this whole organizing thing that I've been doing the last couple weeks in my studio. This has been a really impactful thing for me and very unexpected. I just thought in the beginning that I was going to clean my room. You know, that's all I wanted was to try to get things cleaned up and organized so that I could continue with the projects that I had planned. Um, but then coincidentally, Kara Brandon of Kara Brandon's Creations here on YouTube, she did this collaboration with a number of other artists and craftspeople, and I just thought, well, that would be fun to do that in kind of a group with some company. So I did, and just the process that we've gone through, this has just really been a good thing for me, and I have really learned some things, and I want to share that with you. So just if you'll just be patient with me, then that'll be good. If I'm talking too slow, then just speed me up. But there are 5 or 6 things that I have really learned that I hope might be helpful to you as well. So the first thing that I've learned is that there's a psychology associated with organizing, and that is something I didn't know before. Um, I thought everybody just organized, right? But no. Kate, my daughter-in-law, who some of you know, she had introduced to me the idea of the clutter bug um, some months ago when she was visiting with the grandkids, and I didn't know really what she was kind of talking about, and I guess I was not in a place, to hear what she had to say. But since then, I have looked that gal up here on YouTube, the Clutter Bug, and yeah, it's pretty life changing because I realize that I don't fit in my style of organizing. I don't fit into what almost everyone else in the world does. I'm just a little bit different, which is not surprising. Um, anyway, but the things that I have learned since from this gal about how I should be organizing based on my personality, it's really helpful. I am a butterfly and I didn't know that. And so I need to find strategies because I know that I'm not going to follow through and put everything back away in these little, detailed systems. Then I need to find a different strategy. And so I've been able to do that, and I hope that's going to make a big difference. So thanks, Kate, for that, tip all that time ago. Secondly, uh, my other daughter-in-law, Deidre, who has been very helpful to me throughout this whole process. We've had a number of conversations, and then she shared with me a video from the Minimal Mom here on YouTube as well about the silent to-do list that really helped me understand why I was feeling so much stress with all of the stuff that I had around me and how disorganized it was, that it was sending me messages. And I'm really hoping that now that I have things kind of organized, that stress will ease and that I can move forward. So thanks for that, Deidre, as well, and for everything else you've done to help me understand how to complete this process. This has been a long process for me ever since I started junk journaling, really, and have felt the press of all of the supplies and paper and things that we use in this endeavor. It's a lot, and it takes a lot to organize it. Um, but I've also, in talking to Deidre, was able to realize that I can define what I'm going to do. I don't have to leave myself open to the whole gamut of what we do in this craft. Um, I can narrow what I'm going to do, which I have been able to do. I know now kind of what style of journal I enjoy creating. And that takes some time. I understand that. For those of you just beginning, that takes some time to figure out what you like and and what you have and what you can work with and what you want to do. But I am finally at the point where I can define that, and so going through that process has been really helpful to me as well. And because that has allowed me to declutter some stuff that I just am not interested in using anymore. So I can't do everything, and I recognize that. And also, as kind of as part of that, I have realized that it's the creating that brings joy to me. It's not the managing of the stuff, the supplies. Um, I love the media that we use. I love doing it, not managing it, and so that's also an important thing I think to define. I don't want to have to continue to acquire stuff. I want to just create. And so, yeah, I that's also been life changing. The most important thing that I have realized, because my goal through the whole endeavor was to bring all of the stuff that I have had related to junk journaling, I needed to bring it into one place and organize it, together under one roof, so to speak. And in doing that, I have, I have finally, number one, been able to do that, to get it all into one place. And that's been a pretty big job. But I realize now that I can see it and have worked with it now and trying to find homes and rearranging, that I have more than I thought. I know that sounds really dumb, but I didn't know how much I had, how many supplies, and how much stuff. I didn't really understand how much I had, and I have more than I thought. And the what follows that understanding is that I have enough. And that is, for me, that is the most important thing that I have learned, is that I have enough. I think I have never liked being a consumer. I don't like being marketed to. I there's just something about me. My values tend toward voluntary simplicity, but because I'm an artist, oh my gosh, I just have too much stuff. So I know I will never be a minimalist, but I also don't like to be a consumer, and so it's been really important to me to realize that I have enough. I have enough to do this without seeking more. I don't have to feel that I don't have something that I need. And I think just in general in this country, we are in such a consumeristic society, and we have, I think, we kind of fall into two camps, and this is just my thoughts, and I don't mean to offend anyone. Um, but I think there are many of us who feel like more is better, that having more is better. And then there are some of us who think there is not enough. There is not enough to go around. And those of us who are in that camp, kind of, we struggle with this feeling of insufficiency, of scarcity, and of worry that when we need something, we won't be able to have it. We have to save it, what we have, so that when we need it, we will have it. And I have always struggled with that insufficiency worry. And I recognize that. I recognize that particularly now as I look at this junk journaling stuff. I can see how much that is a problem for me. And I can look at my stuff and realize I have enough. I do. I have more than enough. And I don't have to worry about not having it. Sufficiency, I think, is an act of faith. And I realize that at this point, I have some skills, I have some resources. I can do this and be happy. doing it because I have what I need. And so that has been really an eye-opening thing for me, and I'm so grateful. Um, and then just even as I have watched videos of, everyone else's craft room and their stuff, I just have to tell you that I feel like we all need to feel the abundance that we have. Oh my gosh, I think about when I was young and doing art and the tools, the stuff, the resources we have now. I just think about having a printer. Oh my gosh, being able to print, having the internet to learn from other people, that is all such a blessing. And somehow, in a public way, I wanted to acknowledge that I recognize that I have enough and I am grateful. I am thankful for what I have, for the tools that we have available. Being able to print off whatever image I want. That is remarkable in in this time. We certainly couldn't do that when I was young, and so I am thankful for that. I am grateful for all of the stuff I have. I am thankful for this room that I have. That is a blessing for me, and I just want to acknowledge that. I I wanted to share a poem because of the way this has impacted me, this whole thing. I wanted to share a poem by Ravindranath Tagore. He is an Indian poet from India, and I've always thought his work was very thought provoking. And this is just a poem that talks about uh, sufficiency and recognizing your blessings, being grateful. So this is the poem. I lived on the shady side of the road and watched my neighbors' gardens across the way, reveling in the sunshine. I felt I was poor, and from door to door went with my hunger. The more they gave me from their careless abundance, the more I became aware of my beggar's bowl. Till one morning I awoke from my sleep at the sudden opening of my door, and you came and asked for alms. In despair, I broke the lid of my chest open and was startled into finding my own wealth. I love that. And I just want to acknowledge my own wealth and recognize how blessed I am. And glad that I have it organized now, glad that I can share it with other people from a place of abundance. And thanks for listening to me. And I look forward to doing more creative videos now from my clean desk.